All right, Afi and Michael Gottlieb, they're back with me here. How important is it that the plaintiff describes and gets Beata's mental state right here, especially Jack saying, hey, Kathy Beatty kind of planted this idea that to Maya that her mother was sick. Afi.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be Beatty poisoning the image that Maya has of her mother in her mind. This testimony seems like it's just, again, the theme of intrusiveness, overstepping boundaries, and unchecked power over a minor, and just certainly crossing the line with kissing on the cheek and stroking hair. And so, again, just unchecked power is what it seems like to me.
Michael, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, whenever you go to trial, you need to tell a story, and when you tell a story, and a story such as this, and you're going after a hospital, and you're showing that the hospital is the bad guy, you want to personify the bad guy, and they're doing that in the social worker Beatty, and they're clearly showing that this is the bad actor, this is the person who was trying to take Maya from her loving mother, this is the person who was inappropriately kissing her, petting her, and when you're going for punitive damages, you want the jury to have someone they can hate, and that's exactly what they're doing. And I think that this is very significant testimony for the plaintiff's case.
Well, obviously there are some facts here, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of emotions when it comes to this trial. Afi, what do you think how do you think the jury is reacting when they hear all this?
I think Maya's testimony is some of the most powerful testimony, especially if you're a parent, if you're an aunt, if you are a grandparent. I think they are being emotionally swayed. They are seeing a mother who loves her child, who sacrificed for her child, and you're seeing a child who truly, truly was suffering. And I think even the father's testimony, he said, because sometimes if you have a disease, that's rare, and someone says they're in pain from it, and you don't necessarily believe them. But when he said that he saw her, Maya, looking out of the window and unable to play with her friends, it clicked for him. This is very, very serious. You know, I think the jury is definitely being swayed. Maya's testimony was one of the most powerful testimonies for me, so I think it's definitely impacting them.
Yeah, when you talk about emotion, Jack Kowalski was pretty emotional in that courtroom today as well. We're going to listen to some of his testimony a little bit more here from this morning. I think after hearing that, you really get a sense of what this family has gone through. And Afi, I mean, why do you think the plaintiff there was honing in on whether this was all in Maya's head?
I think what I got from that was the mother's state of mind. She's being vilified, and she's outraged, but she feels helpless. Your question about why is it important to determine whether it was in Maya's head? I think that's important because you have a mom. I'm sorry, this is so just heart-wrenching. You have a mom who knows her daughter is in pain, who knows the treatment that she needs, and she's not getting the help that she knows she needs. I think that it's heartbreaking and it's terrifying, and it just really just goes to her helpless and hopeless state.
Absolutely. Michael, when you think about this, I mean, it seems that Beata was just stuck in this corner where she felt that all the walls were just coming in on her. How does this affect that whole family? And after seeing that, do you think that, it was all in Maya's head that the plaintiff was trying to hone in on here?
No, I don't think anything was in her head. She had a neurological disorder, which is what ketamine does, is it rewires and reworks that, and that's why it was an effective treatment, and it worked. And I think that any parent, and I'm a parent, and you're helpless in a medical situation when you don't understand what's going on with your child. And you're even more helpless when you're fighting for a cure and you can't find the cure, and then you're even more helpless when somebody takes your child from you and cuts off all of that communication. And I think the jury is beginning to get the sense of the helplessness of this mother who clearly loved her daughter. The daughter, Maya, has clearly conveyed that her mother loved her. And I think they're getting the full picture of what happened here. intentional or not, the hospital made a huge, huge error and miscalculated and misqualified this family as trying to hurt and harm their daughter. And they clearly weren't. They were a loving family, and it tortured the mom so much that she took her own life.
Yeah, I definitely think Jack Kowalski painted a real picture of just how frustrating and heartbreaking it was for the entire family and what they were going through. And I think, Afi, to your point, the jury's going to react to this type of emotion no matter what, because someone is a parent out there and they can all feel this. All right, we're going to take another break here on Law and Crime.